Okay, let's cut to the basics. This video is about items, not blocks. There's a very distinct difference, as you can see with my beautiful arrows over here. Rule number 2, items that are practically the exact same thing, like the brown harness and the blue harness, are just harness. And rule number 3, for some of the facts, the fact is about 2 items equally, so the fact will just count for both items. 30-minute yap session is going to start off with something amazing, don't you worry. I mean, these things are sounding great. I don't know what you're on about. Okay, fine, I'll cut to an actual item now. Since there's like a million spawn eggs and I need to talk about all of them, I decided instead of combining them, I'm just gonna talk about the mob with the spawn egg. I guess I need to say something. That's gonna lay right on the screen. If you have a Fortune 3 pickaxe, there is a chance that you get the same amount of shards as I just did. This is red. For some inexplicable reason, these things have more advancements than crafting recipes. What a derpy looking guy. You can use armor stance to completely crash out your game. If you're going for general damage, then swords are way better than axes for every single tier except gold. If one day you wake up and you just feel like killing 500 axolotls, just know that you can get the same amount of XP as you would from the axolotls by going to every nether biome, which I promise you won't take nearly as long. Killing a zombie with a fire spec sword would turn the potato it would drop into a baked potato. I'm gonna keep this potato, I kinda want it. The Bats and Pots update released on December 5th, 2023 changed bats and pots. These stingers in Minecraft are 2 pixels wide, meaning that given the fact that we know fireflies are also 2 pixels wide, these 2 things are the same size. Beetroot can become composted. Beetroot soup has had its texture changed from this to this. And blaze powder has had its texture changed from this to this. Useful. Kidnapping a blaze and bringing it to the overworld while it's raining will make it suffer a very long and painful death. Here's every single block in the game, okay? Did you miss it? Well, I bet you didn't miss the fact that blocks is currently the longest music disc in Minecraft. This is not blue. Mode is always something that you kind of want to just have flying around in your inventory. You'll never know if you need to like fall down a high place or swim or trap something or I don't know, whatever weird stuff you do. Spider jockeys that are spawned in swamps have an 80% chance to have a bug on them. If you use commands to put a bone on your head, you look like a dog. I would strongly recommend not eating bone meal as a meal in real life. I can't read this. Add a pen and you suddenly can read it. You cannot splash a bunch of bottles of XP on villagers and make them level up faster. Multi-shot actually works with bows. If a turtle dies to lightning on Java Edition, it will drop a bow. Because why not? Taiga and snowy villagers are so much worse than the other 3 villagers for the simple fact that they can't spawn hay bales that you can use to brutally steal some bread. This Minecraft intern is not very good at the game because he appears to have forgotten that you need a breeze rod to craft a mace. You can get 3 advances by killing a breeze, this being Adventure, Monster Hunter, Blowback. I just bricked this shot. This is not brown. If for whatever reason you find yourself digging suspicious sand or gravel and you see a crappy item that you don't want, don't dig it. Just break the block so you don't waste brush durability. You cannot stack buckets before version 1.3. On the Minecraft wiki page for Bucket of Axolotl, the 47th word, starting with the word obtaining up here, is back. If you're ever going for the arbalistic advancement, please just get these 2. It makes it so much easier. When you get the advancement Tactical Fishing, this is the icon, which I feel pretty confident in saying that this would not be the fish that you're actually getting when you get this advancement. The watercolor on this is not like the others. You're seriously telling me that you can only fit 1 of these in here? My friend who goes by Spundle likes to call the bundle the Spundle Bundle.
we haven't checked out Bedrock Edition yet. Let's see how they're doing. And you guys decided not to add looting to the mob drop of this, because why not, I guess? Breeding camels will give between 1 and 7 XP, so let's see how much I get from breeding these. Nice.
You can only get carrots from a village if you go to a snowy village or plains village.
According to Mr. Pig over here, this is a carrot that's worth dying for. Here's a cat listening to cat. Oh, you thought I had Bane of Arthropods on this sword for one-shotting that, right? No, I just have sharpness 2, because Bane of Arthropods is useless. Even though the skeleton's arrow clearly goes directly into my thorax and through the chainmail armor, the chainmail armor still somehow prevents some damage. This doesn't make chest boats go faster, unfortunately. I know people say follow your dreams, but if your dream is to obtain this in survival Minecraft, then I have some bad news for you. Horseford will forget how to be Horseford if you're on the nether roof and try to eat it.
I think that clay is a really underrated trade you could do really easily on into the game. You could just go up to this guy's house, steal his clay, and then sell it to him for free.
That is not the current moon phase. The best Y level for mining for coal is Y95, so let's go there.
In the Minecraft Education Edition version of the game, you can use cocoa beans to make a brown balloon.
Minecraft randomly chooses one of 4 COD sounds to be played when a COD is on land. This is the 3rd one.
If you forgot that F3 was a thing, then this is a very useful item. Naturally, when you're getting this item, you're obviously going to be getting it from trial chambers.
Cooked cod from Barrett Treasures.
Cooked mutton by killing that one friend that kind of just always has 23 cooked mutton on them. And cooked rabbit could be obtained by getting one of those decrafting mods. And finally, you could get cooked salmon by finding the nearest frozen ocean to wherever you are and setting a polar bear on fire. Being a parrot cookie, it gets an effect called fatal poison. Copper Armor created this unfunny meme. The Copper Golem received 45.7% of the vote in the 2021 mob votes, which means that this election was a closer result in comparison to the US presidential election in Kansas in 2020, where Joe Biden only got 41.5% of the vote. The hex code for the top right pixel of the copper ingot is not 0000000. If I look down at my feet, I will see that I am currently standing on a copper nugget. The rarest biome that a cow can naturally spawn in Minecraft is a bamboo jungle, being only 4.71% of spawns there. Best music disc post C418. Unfortunately for the music box version of Creator, it was not being seen held by Steve in the 2011 promo for Minecraft. Here we go, an epic battle between a charged creeper and a regular creeper. Shooting a crossbow in your own hand in Minecraft is something that you do if you have a crossbow in your hand and you need to shoot it. You need 183 diamonds to craft every possible thing that you can with diamonds.
Diamond armor, full set.
Despite what Steve says, he does not have a full set of diamond armor here. Steve probably has an engineering degree of some sorts because he can just fuse these disc fragments into a fully functional disc. Dolphin makes this sound. The donkey makes this sound. Dragon's breath doesn't make any sound because it is not a mob, it is a bottle. You can eat dried kelp faster than every other food in the game. Yeah, this does mean that eating a trout spawn egg is slower. Hypixel borrowed the lime dye to tell you that players are visible. An uncommon item, obviously. I can't think of a single common item that is more rare than an echo shard. And I defy the odds and get the 1 in 256 chance of getting 4 chickens here. That would be a no. Why is this a boss again? There's this cool achievement that's exclusively in console edition, but not Java, where if you fly through a 1x1 hole going at a high speed within a light shard, you get an achievement. Oh boy, this 1 emerald can buy me a bridge egg. Now I'm going to talk about villager trades a lot in this video, and how a lot of them are bad. But this one, I mean, my goodness, what are we doing? This right here is my favorite enchantment in the game. If you so desire, you can use 1 piece of paper to completely destroy an enchanted golden apple. On my SMP with my friends, one of my friends did this to my other friend's house. I kind kind of find that funny. If you were to stand roughly in the center of the Ender Dragon and give yourself intentional damage, like from eating a spider eye, you can set yourself going flying in the air. Just because this advancement says levitate up, does not mean that you have to levitate up. The only biome where Endermen have a 1.93% chance to spawn is a jungle. In almost every other biome, it's a 1.94 or 1.92% chance. The only mob that you have to summon to kill that is not a boss. In a way, ogres are kind of racist. So the Eye of Ender can be found in the blocks menu for creative, which means that this is technically kind of a block as far as Minecraft is concerned. In my note sheet, I wrote down the song Minecraft plays in far for far, and I'm not entirely sure what I meant by that. If you try to make feather armor to fly safely down like a chicken, that will not work, as that has not been added into the game as of June of 2026. Something that's really bothered me is that you only can use a ground mushroom if you want to make a fermented spider eye. Not a red one, but a brown one, even though there are no characteristics that make it seem like you have to make a brown one. In Snapshot 23W06A, they added the fire charge to the Ingredients tab in Creative Mode. Please don't fly around with this, that's not a very good idea. Wonder what I'll get with my Luck of the Sea 2, Lure 3, Unbreaking 1 Mending Fishing Rod. You want to get ripped off? Well, look no further, as there's the Toolsmith Villager that sells flint for 6 more emeralds than the Weaponsmith Villager. I gave this flint and steel a name. It's Jonathan Murphy. You could give the Totem of Undying to your pet fox. I put the old frog spawn egg texture in the top right of the screen, and I know you're really sad about that. In another edition of the mob versus mob battle, we got a happy ghast versus a normal ghast. Fight! The icon for getting Uneasy Alliance is a ghast tier, which now makes me sad, because that means that the ghasts were sad that they died. So the Minecraft wiki tells us that witches drop between 2 and 15 glass bottles when killed with a looting 3 sword. But like, I haven't even gotten close to 15, so I don't know where that number comes from. Give me one reason why I should care about this item's existence, I'll wait. You can't come up with anything because there's nothing going for this item, literally nothing. The most common Y level for glowberries is Y-7 at an astonishing 38 out of 100,000 blocks. There is nobody in the competitive Mario Kart Lounge Discord server named Glow Inksack. Believe it or not, these are actually brighter than normal item frames. I wonder how long a glow squid can survive on land. Glowstone will make potions thick. You were playing Scrabble and had the same starting letters as the 8 goat corns, this being P, S, S, F, A, C, Y, and D, you would be disqualified for the match from cheating. When it comes to athletics, this guy is a goat. Giving a piglin gold on Java is called Oh Shiny, but on PS4 edition it's Oh Shiny. Up until version 1.6.1, you could make golden apples from golden nuggets. Well look, my leggings just octupled in size. Ah yes, a great lesson to teach children that if you add gold to something it'll make it more nutritious. If a Guardian started playing for the Guardians, that would be pretty weird, as there's secretly one of the best starting biomes in the game for the sole reason that they spawn desert temples, which is just a stupidly good way to get gunpowder early on for firework rockets. The hardest is what inspired me to start combining stuff, because I mean, like, what are we doing here? These are literally the exact same thing. The heart of the sea is always in a buried treasure chest, which always spawns at the 9 coordinates of the respective chunk. Furry XP for me! Goblins probably could not replicate the guitar solo in Freebird. Let's assume that a honey bottle is a quarter the amount of a honey block given the crafting recipe that's in the game. The volume of a cubic meter block in Minecraft is 1 cubic meter, and we can calculate how many calories are in a cubic meter of honey by taking the average density of honey in real life, which is 1.42 kilograms per liter, and to get the cubic meters worth, we just multiply it by 1,000 to get 1,420 kilograms per cubic meter of honey. 1 kilogram of honey is around 3,048 calories, so that means that the total calorie intake of a cubic meter of honey is 4,328,160 calories. And a single bottle is a quarter of that, so 1,082,040 calories. Enough to let you survive 541 days from 1 bottle of honey. You could use honeycomb to permanently, and I mean permanently, make a sign say whatever it has said on it.
I do not know the hexadecimal code for netherite horse armor out of the top of my head. There are 7 different types of horse. The guy with the username Husk themed his skin around the husk. There is a 1 in 1,000 drop chance of getting an ink sac from fishing. And as much as I would love to, I'm not going to sit here for 50 million hours to try to get it. The PS4 achievement for this was so much better. I mean, it was called Iron Man. You know, like iron.
This feels really, really wrong. I don't know why, it just does. You can find an iron ingot in a dungeon, mineshaft, bastion remnant, buried treasure, desert pyramid, end city, jungle pyramid, nether fortress, pillager outpost, shipwreck, stronghold, trial chamber, village, or woodland mansion. Or you could get them from mining. If you look up an iron nugget on Bing, it is an actual iron nugget and not the Minecraft one. Knowledge book is a command-only item that unlocks recipes. Let's go. If I was in charge of making a lapis lazuli international airport, I would give it the airport code LLZ. If you're ever raiding a bastion, I would strongly recommend bringing a lava bucket with you to easily kill these piggy boys. At the end of Lava Chicken, we can hear a villager getting hurt, but we can't hear him actually dying, which leads me to believe that he's just being brutally tortured wherever he is. Leather is in the Ingredients tab in Creative Mode. Leather helmet, chestplate, and leggings all have different names, except the boots. The boots are not special. I guess they are special, in a way, because they're not, but you know what I mean. This water lingering potion does not seem to be doing anything. This llama is quite creamy. Me when F3 exists. Again. At the 340 mark for the random seed glitchless category for speedrunning, you can see magma cream in Loki's inventory. You also low-key can't see any magma cubes when you have blindness, night vision, and a render distance of 2 when the magma cube is 3,000 blocks away. Maul will probably not play in the closest mall to you. If you are playing the game Walking Dead on Hypixel, you can hear Malohai in the background. Melons are a terrible food source. Despite popular belief, you cannot MLG milk. This is a minecart. And this is a minecart chest with a minecart in it. And this is a minecart commands block that'll summon minecarts. And this is a minecart furnace that has a furnace behind it that has a minecart in it. And this is a minecart hopper with a purple glazed terracotta block in it. Yeah. I accidentally deleted my facts for this. Mules actually have a use, which is that they could fall from 6 blocks up and not take damage. Good for mules. This is mushroom stew, not mushroom soup. Don't get it confused. If you were to name a mob Diner Bone, it wouldn't do anything. Proper armor will not protect your pet Nautilus if you have strength 254 and punch it. You can get 5 of the 8 Nautilus shells you need just by talking to this funny little guy over here. If you feel like being different from everybody else, you can make nether bricks from netherrack. The nether star can only be obtained by the Wither. Here's a poorly photoshopped photo of Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2 collecting nether wart. When you have a full set of netherite armor, you are 40% more immune to knockback damage. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think it's way better to get netherite from bastions rather than actually digging them up from the ground. I feel like whenever I do them normally, I get like nothing, but whenever I go to bastions, I get a bunch of other loot from the side, and I could get full ingots. The advancements menu seems to have forgotten that this is an item in the game now. The odds of getting an ominous trial key from an ominous trial spawner is less than the odds of getting a regular trial key from a regular trial spawner. Otherside is the only music disc that actually resembles what the old C418 discs were, with the black box of the outside and then the colorful interior. Every other disc has something else that isn't what the old C418 ones were. Donkey Kong painting. Since I recorded this before the Sulfur Cubes update, this is currently the newest mob in the game that can directly damage you. Baby pandas have a 1 in 700 chance of dropping a slime ball when they are sick. In regards to the all advancement speedrun, Phantoms currently hold the record for the longest pace lock at 1 hour, since they only spawn after 1 hour and you need them for the monsters hunted and for the 2 birds 1 arrow advancement. However, the mob drop that they have, the Phantom Membrane, is not a pace lock with the slow falling potion, since you could just get that from villagers, at least the arrow version. This is the pickaxe. It is the ultimate iconic item in Minecraft, and I'm sure that there is a very useful fact I could find for this item.
Right now, Pigstep is currently the most streamed song on Spotify when it comes to Minecraft music discs, which I think is pretty impressive considering that it was added 9 years after the other discs. If a pillager's crossbow were to break, you can trap it in a boat and bring it to your house and keep it as a pet.
But when a pitcher pod is just a seed, internally it's called a pitcher pod. However, once it fully grows up, it becomes a pitcher crop. So a regular potato will give you half a hunger bar, but a poisonous potato will give you a full hunger bar, which implies that eating straight up poison can help you if you're hungry.
So when you drink a regular bottle, the glass will still be there. Makes sense, but when you splash a splash potion on the ground, the glass disappears.
You will get 0.1 XP when you create a popped chorus fruit from a furnace. Go on. I want you to really try to guess what this pottery shard is called.
How cold exactly is a powdered snow from the powdered snow bucket? Because this doesn't melt, but anything else that's water related will instantly evaporate.
While on the topic with music discs and their Spotify streams, Precipice currently, as of the time of me saying this, has 5,013,901 streams on Spotify.
If you were addicted to Hypixel Skyblock one day like I was, you will probably recognize this item as a mithril.
This would probably be a drill to mine that mithril. You would also probably recognize this as a voodoo doll, and this as the very difficult enemy, the spike. Anyways, despite us not being at the end of this list, this was the item that was last to be made, as I like to go out of order and things. Wait, what do you mean this is called a nether quartz and not just quartz? It means I'm out of order. And is this supposed to be earlier in the list? No.
Another underrated gem for the worst item in the game. I mean, it got a little better in a recent update, which made rabbits' hitboxes bigger, so you can actually get it easier, but even despite that, you need to kill on average 8 rabbits to get 1 piece of leather, when you could get them almost immediately against cows, or trading, or horses, or whatever.
Speaking of useless rabbit stuff, hey guys, do you want to spend a combined 6 food points to make something that's only 5 food points and can't even stack?
And you know what, while we're at it, let's just talk about rabbits themselves and how useless they are. I had every right to combine this with rabbit hide, but I didn't because I want to talk about this mob in particular. The only reason I could think you would ever even have this around is to make a mob farm out of it, but like, there's absolutely zero reason to ever make a farm out of it. But guess what? We're still not done with rabbits because I have to talk about the rabbit's foot now, which is also useless. There's only one practical use, which is to make jump boost potions, which you have no reason to ever carry this around. It is waste inventory slots. And if you want to use this for how to get here, you don't even do that. Because you could just use a beacon, which you'll have anyways for the haste.
Oh yeah, and Ravagers break leaves, but we don't really care about that.
So let's talk about all of the raw foods. Specifically, what would probably happen if you ate them.
Let's start off with the raw beef, where you would probably get food poisoning.
With raw chicken, you would probably get food poisoning. With raw cod, nothing. People eat this all the time.
With raw copper, you probably die. With raw gold, you will probably die, I would imagine.
With raw iron, you probably die, and with raw mutton, you probably get food poisoning. And with raw pork chops, you probably get food poisoning. Raw rabbit, you probably get food poisoning. And with raw salmon, it's the same thing as raw cod.
And in a hypothetical world where you were to eat the raw copper, gold, or iron, I hate to break it to you, but there's no recovery compass in real life to point you to your death. You wouldn't even be alive because there's no respawning, but you know that if you were on Bedrock Edition right now and tried placing a redstone dust underwater, it would not work. Relic was added on April 26th, 2023.
ID for the resin brick is 727, which is a number that the Osu community uses as a meme. Resin clumps can make a block that a lot of people memed into beans. Cats have a 70% chance of giving a player rotten flesh as a gift when they wake up from a bed, and the gift has a 16.13% chance to be a rotten flesh, even though there is no mob in the game which cats kill that will drop rotten flesh. So I have no idea how we got this. Oh, and by the way, this isn't combined with the other cats thing because I wanted the cats on cats disc thing. I thought that was funny. Has anybody ever leveled up a leatherworker villager to master to actually get a saddle? Salmon will spawn in groups of 1 to 5. Of the 10 items in the game that are considered seeds by Minecraft, only 5 of them actually have seeds at the end of it.
Every facts video on Minecraft will tell you that you can use shears to get rid of the pumpkin on a snow golem. So that's what I'm going to do. The wool on this sheep is not made out of terracotta. Shield used to only prevent 66% of damage, which I think should be brought back for like a niche update with modern stuff, because I think PvP with this would be really interesting. So, in the shovel recipe, there is this little point at the bottom of the sticks. However, the spear, which has basically the same recipe, doesn't have this little thing at the bottom of the sticks. Each level of looting will give you an additional 6.25% chance of getting a shulker shell from shulkers. Silverfish are the only enemy in Minecraft that actually exists in real life. And no, spiders do not count because I don't recall spiders that could stretch 2 feet across in real life. This is what the skeleton horse spawn egg would look like if you were to rotate it 7 times on an item frame. Skeletons do not come from 33% of mob spawners. Instead, it's only 25% of mob spawners. The chunk I am standing on is unfortunately not a slime chunk. I was debating whether to combine this or not, but I decided I'll still combine it, but give multiple facts. Anyways, here we go. Number 1, the netherite smithing upgrade, whatever it's called, is included here. And it is the only one that has an actual use other than decoration. Number 2, the most common one you can get from chests is Vex, which is 50% of Woodland Mansion chests. However, the most uncommon one is Silence, which is only 1.2% of Ancient City chests. And finally, sticking with the Vex smithing template, one thing I would do with my friends is that I would get a gold ingot, get cats, get this smithing template. Sniffers, just like phantoms, can also pace lock advancements, but it's only 40 minutes, so it's not as egregious. Hey, isn't it weird that the only mobs that can pace lock advancements are the ones that we voted to bring into the game? There is a 97% chance that you open an ice block chest in an ancient city and find a snowball. The only time I ever remember that this item exists is when I'm either getting how do we get here or I need arrows and I conveniently happen to be trading. This is my best impression of making the arachnophobia mod found in the game Lethal Company, but in Minecraft. There's not just 1, not just 2, but 3 Spyglass achievements. If you are playing Minecraft Java Edition, then squids will spawn 45.45% of the time in war motion biomes and will spawn in groups of 1 to 4. The top comment on the Stal disc video on YouTube is by FishB8, which says, "My childhood hero just called me bipolar." Internally, this is called cooked beef, but in-game it's called steak. Here is my crappy world record attempt at collecting a stick on a random seed. One of my friends, who you do not know, said Stratus's favorite music disc, Bedrock can spawn strays in 6 more biomes than Java, because Bedrock, they just want to be different. What do you mean the Strider can see this warp fungus on a stick? No, it clearly can't.
You know that a honey bottle has 1,082,040 calories. However, if you craft it into sugar, you get 3 pieces. And since honey is made up of 70 to 80% sugar, let's use 75% for convenience sake, that means that each sugar in Minecraft is approximately 268,850 calories, or 150 pounds of pure sugar. Or to give yourself suspicious stew with commands, you would get no effect from eating it. In Java Edition, wheat berries are more nutritious than in Bedrock Edition. I must have been really tired when I wrote that. The tadpole is the only instance of a spawn egg being designated to a baby animal. The center of this music disc sort of resembles an eye. I feel like the arrow of healing gets a bad reputation as the worst tipped arrow in the game. People forget that there's a lot of undead enemies in this game, and arrows of healing are basically arrows of harming for them, such as the wither with the skeletons or whatever. This llama is quite creamy. However, it is not the same as the other llama we talked about, since this is a trader llama. In Java Edition, the trident has 250 durability. In Bedrock Edition, it has 251 durability. Despite this fish not being orange and white, if you were to kill it, you get an orange and white fish. What I'm holding in my hand is called a turtle scute, and if I were to craft it with the only thing you can craft it with, which is a turtle shell, you get a turtle shell, not a turtle helmet. It's called a turtle shell. This right here can rot. I hate it so much. When people talk about mobs that could kill you, they never seem to bring up villagers. I mean, these guys are deadly. You just have to give them a thorns armor and then punch them and then they'll kill you. If you're ever in a scenario where you need to wipe out 1,000 animals in a pen, then you can just get a Vindicator, name it Johnny, and it'll do all the work for you. If you haven't gathered this already, I grew up playing the PS4 edition of the game, and in the PS4 edition, it's called Where Are We Now instead of Wait. So when I switched over to Java, I was very confused. If you are within 20 blocks of a warden, you will have permanent darkness. There is just so much wrong with how this water bucket scene is portrayed in the Minecraft movie. Number 1, Steve is absolutely higher than 4 blocks in this scene, so that's wrong, you can't do that. Number 2, even if we accept the fact that Steve magically has these reach hacks and can place the water bucket so high up, in that time span the water should have started flowing, but no, it just stays as a single source block. Number 3, there's no water here. This panda should not be slipping on nothing. And number 4, water does not like pandas stack on top of each other like they're playing Jenga or something. In version 1.9.19 of the Minecraft Nintendo 3DS version of the game, wheat was added to Woodland Mansion chests. Another fun little quirk on my SCP with my friends is that you can exchange a wind charge for one random item or block in the game. So let's see what we get together. Oh wow, that's actually good. I did not expect.
Not the only item in the game that could have thorns and mending on it. The old wolf texture can only be found in taigas. At least that's what's supposed to happen. However, if you were to summon a wolf in a desert, you still get the old wolf texture, even though it's a desert and nowhere near a taiga.
Everything else remaining starts with the letter Z, which most likely means it's a zombie. This mob is a zombie.
So for these two mobs, you still have to kill them to get the Monsters Hunted advancement, even though these guys are really peaceful, or at least in the Nautilus case, it's exactly like another Nautilus, which brings the question, why don't you kill Nautiluses? I don't know, Minecraft's weird.
If you go to timestamp 25 minutes and 39 seconds of this video, you might see a zombie villager spawn egg somewhere on the screen. Oh, here we go, the final fact of the video, the famed zombified piglin spawn egg.
Let's see what this mob has in store for us.
I didn't hit you!